Hi guys, it's not for we, and today's topic is about the Xbox One and the PS4, and in conclusion I'm going to be saying which one I would prefer to buy. So, my first thing is the fact that there's always been a rivalry between Microsoft and Sony. They've never said anything about it, but we know there's always been a rivalry between them, as at E3 their booths were right next to each other, so that goes to prove something. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the prices. The PS4 will be £350 and the Xbox One will be £429. Now, I think the reason this has been done is the fact that the Xbox One comes with the new Kinect, and in my opinion the new Kinect is probably worth £150 or so, making the Xbox One £20 cheaper than the PS4 already. I mean, because the original Kinect costed £100, I think, so this has now got a 1080p camera on it and loads of new technology I'll be talking about later on in the video. Also, the target market for the Xbox One is pretty much aimed at everyone, I'd say. Like, it doesn't really have a specific sort of like target market to be aimed at, whereas the PS4 is aimed more at gamers, because that's really what its main features are for, gaming. It doesn't really have any quirky features like the Xbox One does, where it's got all of its like TV and gaming and smart glass, but yeah, obviously I'll be talking about that later on. The online will be pretty different actually for both consoles, especially in the way that their home screens are laid out. Home screens for the PS4 are slightly copying the look of the Xbox 360's current dashboard, in the way that it has squares and you can move along to a new section and things like that. But I'll be talking more about that when I get down to the specifications. The release dates. Now, we know the Xbox One will be released in November, but the PS4 and Sony has announced it will be later this year. But with their rivalry, they'll probably be in the same month as each other, and possibly even back-to-back days or weeks. But it might not be, because either one of the companies, Microsoft or Sony, could get a delay in whatever they're doing, like the technical specifications, the marketing, getting enough of them built, so there could be delays for either of them. Next is the design. Now, in my opinion, both consoles have quite a square design look to them. The Xbox One, I think the Xbox One pulls off the look of the square sort of design better than the PS4 does, because like the Xbox One will be using a Windows 8 sort of interface, and Windows 8 uses squares, so the square sort of look sort of matches in with it, whereas Sony's PS4 is obviously quite slanted, and I don't know, it's still alright, but I preferably would go with the design of the Xbox One over the PS4. And my first thought was the fact that an Xbox One is a multimedia device rather than just a pure gaming device, so maybe a few design features would change due to that. I'm not sure though. The controllers, I'll put a comparison in for this, but I feel the Xbox One controller looks very similar to the original Xbox's controller. Very, very similar. Not much has changed. You've still got the good ergonomic design that we like from the 360, and the PC gamers like it as well, and they prefer that over it. But something I didn't know, I just actually read it up, is that there's actually over 40 technical and design innovations, including updated directional pad, thumbsticks and contours, aimed to deliver greater precision and control. New vibrating impulse triggers, fingertip feedback, unprecedented level of gameplay immersion, according to Microsoft. So that's good. The PS4 DualShock 4 controller will have a touchpad, so that could be used for typing, moving a page down on the browser, and it could be implemented into some aspects of the game. And it'll also have a micro USB port and a stereo headset jack, which the Xbox One's and Xbox 360's controller has had anyway. But that's that section completed, and I'll be moving on to the last couple of sections now. The specifications. Now, they both use a custom AMD loadout sort of customization at the moment. They have 64-bit 8-core processors. I think they both have USB 3 cores. Yep, they do. Xbox One has a 500GB hard drive. I think the PS4 has as well. I think the advantage of the PS4 is it has DDR5 RAM, whereas the Xbox One only has DDR3 RAM. They both got the 802.11n Wi-Fi built in. They've got AMD Radeon graphics, and I read that it'd be the equivalent of an AMD Radeon 7850 on the PS4, whereas we don't know as much information on the graphics for the Xbox One. And an AMD Radeon 7850 is actually more than what I've got on my PC at the moment, so they do sound pretty powerful. Although I won't be getting one of these consoles, they do sound pretty good actually, better than I was expecting. The PlayStation which doesn't actually need as they call it, the PlayStation Eye, is the equivalent to the Kinect, but the Eye only has 1280 by 800 pixels, whereas the Kinect is actually a full HD camera. So in the video aspect of things, Microsoft with the Kinect wins definitely. Also, an advantage for the PS4 is you'll be able to stream games. So I think obviously they said that a friend could take over from playing if you couldn't do a bit, and the share button, so it records the last few minutes of gameplay, not using any resources or memory of the PS4 itself, and you can upload that and share it. But if you don't, it will just delete it after the certain amount of time, I think. So, and the fact that Xbox One no longer needs the 24-hour online connection, but unfortunately it's been rumoured that Microsoft had planned to take away the always online feature as a sort of marketing ploy to make it seem like they would listen to their customers even more. So I'm not sure whether that was planned or if it's just rumour, but it's what I've heard. Obviously the PS4 never had that feature of having to always be online. Xbox One will feature obviously the multi-window viewing, so I was thinking like if that built in Skype, I wonder if you'd be able to make like a Skype video call while you're in a game, have the Skype video up on the right side and the game just in the centre. I don't know, obviously that's going to be something we'll find out. There'll be 300,000 servers for the Xbox One to the 15,000 that exist for the 360. Obviously we've got all the voice commands for the Kinect now. So, and it'll also use like a voice ID sort of thing, so it'll only recognise your voice once it's been programmed in. And also Microsoft's technology of Smart Glass will be used to help support the Spark project, where you'll be able to build your own levels and make your own game in a way. This is the last part, so you can skip this bit if you want to, but it's just a list of all the exclusive games, and in conclusion I'd probably go for the Xbox One because it's got a wider range of features and more exclusive titles. So Thanks for watching. If you want to end it here, but I'm just going to read out the exclusive titles for both. So the Xbox One exclusive titles are Below, Crimson Dragon, D4, Dead Rising 3, Forza Motorsport 5, Halo, Killer Instinct, Connect Sports Rivals, Loco Cycle, Minecraft, Quantum Break, Project Spark, Rabbids Invasion, Rise, Son of Rome, Sunset Overdrive, Titanfall, Zumba Party Fitness, Zoo Tycoon, Untitled Black Tusk Game, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, Fantasia Music Evolved. And the titles for the PS4 are Blacklight Retribution, Final Fantasy, I don't know those numerals, A Realm Reborn, Daylight, DC Universe Online, Deep Down, Don't Starve, Drive Club, Gran Turismo, Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Mercenary Kings, Oddworld New and Tasty, The Order 1866, Outlast, PlanetSide 2, Primal Carnage, Genesis, Raise the Dead, Transistor, and War Thunder. So from this list it seems the PS4 will have more exclusive games that are meant for online, and I don't really know about some of the names of these games. Obviously you've got some good ones like PlanetSide 2 there, but I really do prefer the exclusive list of titles for the Xbox One. That's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.